just 4% of PS4, PS5 fans think PS Plus Premium represents good value for money. Sammy Barker of Push Square. A very interesting article title. It's a very short one. It delves quickly into the matter, but then, we're out almost immediately from the hot potato topic of what the heck Game Pass is doing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to how, in my opinion, a lot of the media has basically somewhere, somehow abandoned what I thought was the tepid offering of PlayStation Plus. I had mentioned this many, many times. Now, some people came in, they said that they thought that PlayStation Plus was actually solid. They thought the proposition actually rocked. And I said, okay, well, if you think the proposition rocked, then I guess fans are going to basically be the judge of that. You remember that lately I had been reading from a particular PlayStation Plus thread as to what these so-called, people, well, I guess I'll say what these so-called media are writing compared to what people are saying in the PlayStation Plus subreddit thread about the quality of Game Pass. Apparently, it seems that the quality, or not it seems, their conclusion is that the quality of Game Pass is just so much better than what PlayStation Plus Premium is offering. Is anybody surprised? PlayStation had been pretty much diluting the offerings that are there for them, and they already concluded in their leaks when, Activision was going to, when Microsoft was going to go ahead and acquire Activision Blizzard King, that they were going to go ahead and, take a whole different approach. And the model of them basically trying to do something like Game Pass was not sustainable for them. They were basically referring to themselves that this expectation of the best-in-class subscription service, they couldn't do it. They looked and said the monthly incremental subscribers that they had could not cover the investment, so they weren't going to touch it. Rather, they were going to basically go for a interesting methodology, which was premium sales model. So you're on PlayStation Plus, what's happening is that they're upselling you that particular, premium model, while people on Game Pass are basically enjoying and eating good as to what's going on. There are also fears that Game Pass may go up, the price may go up. Well, if they add more games and those games are worth it to you to play, they may have a case to raise their prices. No one is hoping they do. I hope they don't, but I already have a threshold. There's a point where they're going to raise the price and I'm going to be logging out of that whole thing, if you know what I mean. PS Plus Premium's offering in May is awful. This was actually written by, this was just this particular month. With forgotten first-person shooter, Battle Engine Aquila, the only edition. In fact, subscribers are losing more this month than they're gaining with streaming support inexplicably ceasing for a bunch of popular first-party PS3 games, including Resistance: Fall of Man. So far in 2025, Sony's most expensive subscription has added just 10 classics, which is a glacial pace for a subscription that costs $120 to $160 per year. Admittedly, other perks, blah, 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 and thus 4% of its members think it represents good value for money, with a further 52% saying they're disappointed with it right now. Hey, remember this particular, subreddit thread that I showed y'all? This is exactly what is going on. Now, the fact that this made its way into the real, I guess I'll say the bigger conversation and the real world is showing that this is exactly how gamers think should already tell you something is brewing in terms of gamers having always wanted value, access, and wanting games. It's blown up the narratives of those who have basically purported that this particular gaming industry needed exclusivity, walled gardens, and much more tightened means of distributing games. This is basically, pretty much being the lie that's been told by a lot of folk out here. And to be honest, I'm happy that we're starting to see the entire thing crack actually in a specific sense. Because if you actually think about it, you got to ask yourself and say, all the people that have been saying this stuff, they have Game Pass subscriptions. In fact, somebody was telling me in the comment section that according to Mr. DBD, that someone like Reforge Gaming is not playing the, Savage Planet game via PlayStation, I guess because it's locked at 30 FPS instead, playing it on Game Pass via PC because they can get the game at 60 FPS. A very interesting set of standards being set here, don't y'all think? But I digress. Y'all chew on this. Talk to me in the comment section. Let's kind of, wrap our minds around the contradictions that are going on in the gaming industry and how Xbox is still dead while still not dead. And these people that are claiming Xbox is dead continue to enjoy and benefit from Xbox while telling people that listen to them and watch them how Xbox is dead. Peace out.